Welcome to the Writer's Workshop, brought to you by Rho Omega Chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I'm Chazlee Jackson, and I will be bringing you a lesson appropriate for kinder through first grade learners. Let's get started. We're going to read a story today. And after we read this story, we're going to write our own story. But we need to know how to write this story. Let's read this story about a little boy who didn't really know how to write a story, but his big sister helped him. A squiggly story. There's two names at the bottom. Andrew Larson and Mike Laurie. A squiggly story. So the two names. One written by Andrew Larson. So if it was written by him, he is the author. And then the next name is illustrated by Mike Laurie. That means he drew the pictures in the story. So he's the illustrator. And Andrew Larson is the author. And you're going to be your author and an illustrator today. My sister loves to read big words and little words, page after page, word after word. My sister loves to write big words and little words, page after page, word after word. Sometimes I pretend I can write too. Big letters and little letters. Swirl after swirl, squiggle after squiggle. What are you doing? I asked one day while sitting at the kitchen table. I'm writing a story. I wished I could write a story. You can. It's easy. How? I know my letters, but I don't know many words. Write about what you know. Every story starts with a single word, and every word starts with a single letter. Why don't you start there with a letter? Single means one. What do you think he's going to do? What do you think he's going to write? I want you to make a prediction right now. Start your prediction with, I predict that. I predict he's going to write a word. Great predictions. Let's see. So, I get my crayons and pencils and a pad of paper, and I start to write. I start with a single letter. It's an easy letter. What letter is that? I. That's me. That's a good beginning. Now what's going to happen? How should I know? It's your story. You're the boss. What do you think he's going to write next? Let's make a prediction. It's a great prediction. What? I'm stuck. What happens in my story? I draw a circle. It's a soccer ball. Then I write another letter. It's you. I say to my sister, I'm playing soccer with you. Great. Where are we playing soccer? Maybe we're playing soccer on the beach, I suggest. We've never played soccer on the beach. There's a picture of the beach. So I do a bunch of dots for the sand on the beach. Then make a bunch of V's. Big V's and little V's. Wave after wave in the ocean. Now what? What do you mean? You have a beginning. Now we're in the middle of this story. Something else has to happen so we can get to the end. So in stories, we have a beginning, a middle, and an end. I'm stuck again. I start doodling. I doodle another V, but this time I doodle it upside down. Oh no! It's a shark! It's getting closer and closer. I flip the page to get away from the shark. The next day, I bring my story to school. It's my turn for show and tell. That means I get to sit in Mrs. Singh's chair. Everyone else sits on the carpet, ready to listen. There's Mrs. Singh. There's Mrs. Singh's chair. Last night, I started to write a story. It's sort of squiggly, but here goes. Once upon a time, there was a brother and a sister, and they loved to play soccer. One day, they had an idea. They decided to play soccer on the beach. So they went to the beach and played soccer. Then they noticed something coming toward them in the water. It was a shark, a real live shark. It was getting closer and closer, and it was getting bigger and bigger. And that's as far as I got. That's wonderful, says Mrs. Singh. What happens next? What about the shark? What about the brother and the sister? I don't know. I'm stuck. Class, does anyone have an idea? Jake waves his hand in the air. I do. Maybe one of them kicks the ball and it hits the shark in the head. Then maybe the shark bites the ball with his big pointy shark teeth. What do you think can happen next? I want you to go ahead and say out loud what you think should happen next. I want you to tell me what you think is going to happen next. That would be awesome. Let's see. Aaliyah offers another idea. What if the shark's name is Squiggles? What if Squiggles is a vampire shark? What if she invites the brother and sister to ride on her back? And what if they become a vampire family and live forever? Vampires can't swim. Everyone knows that. Of course they can swim. Vampires can do anything. But it's my story, and I don't want vampires in my story. If I was writing a story, I'd have lots of vampires. Then you should write one. But I like yours. Elisa and Jake had some really good ideas. Aaliyah and Jake had some really good ideas. That night after dinner, I sit beside my sister. Her face is buried in a book. I've been thinking about my story all day, and I still don't know how to end it. Remember, You're the author, she says without looking up. You can do whatever you want. So when you're the author of your story, you can write whatever you want to write. It can end the way you want it to end. It can have the whatever middle you want it to have, and it can have whatever beginning you want it to have. It's your story. So I get my pencil and I start with a bunch of stars. Then I add a few exclamation marks. My sister told me exclamation marks make things exciting. She's right. It's exciting. She's right. When you add an exclamation point to the end of your sentence, you're letting people know that whatever it is you're talking about is exciting. I add a couple of slanty lines. What's going on? Asked my sister, looking up from her book. It's nighttime. The stars are out, the shark has gone away, and we decided to take a walk to the beach. That's when we discovered this giant rocket ship. That sounds cool. Then what happens? We hear a voice. It's counting down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Not yet, I say, adding one more squiggle. Just before the rocket blasts off, we spy a Martian looking out through a window. The Martian invites us to climb aboard. That's a great ending. Now I have an idea for my next story. It's going to be about a boy who climbs aboard a rocket ship and takes a trip to Mars. And I think I know just how to begin. The end. Wasn't that an amazing story? That story had a beginning, it had a middle, and it had an end. And it taught you that you can write whatever you want to write about and however you want to write it. Now we're going to get into our lesson. So all you're going to need is a regular sheet of paper. Now, when you're writing a story, you always start off with a single letter and a single word. So, what can we write about? We can write about summer. Let's get into it. Now, only other thing you'll need besides your sheet of paper is a pencil. So, this is how we're going to get started. I want to leave about 10 spaces, so 10 space lines above for our illustration that we'll be drawing in our next lesson. So I'm going to count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On this 10th space, I'm going to draw a line. Uh-oh. It doesn't have to be a perfect line. Hopefully your pencil doesn't keep breaking like mine. Okay, now we're going to leave this space up here for our illustration, and down here we are going to write our sentences. So we're going to talk about a summer day. That is going to be the topic of our story. So when you have a story, you always have to have a topic. Also, you need to have a title. So at the top of our page, right up here in this space, we're going to write a really big, My Summer Day. So my, we spell that M-Y. But there's something interesting about titles that I have to know. Just like in a sentence, we have to start our title with a capital or uppercase letter. So I'm going to start with a uppercase M. Does the next letter have to be uppercase? No, it needs to be lowercase. So I'm going to write a lowercase y. And that is how you spell my. Now, the next word is going to be summer. Does this word have to be capital? Yes, because it is a title, and all of our big words and titles have to start with a capital or uppercase letter. So I'm going to start it off up here with a uppercase S, and then lowercase u, M, E, R. Remember to leave space between both of your words, okay? Because if you don't, they'll run together and we won't know which word is which. The last word we're going to write is day, and it is also going to start with a uppercase letter. Uppercase D, lowercase a, and Y. So there's our title of our story. Now we're going to write our sentence. Your 3 sentences can be about whatever you want them to be about. I'm going to model writing 3 sentences of my own. So the first sentence I'm going to write is about something I like to do on a summer day. I like to play at the park. So I'm going to write that right here. Remember, we start with an uppercase I. The rest of the words in a regular sentence don't have to start with an uppercase letter. I like space to play at the park. If you need help with writing or spelling the words, you can always ask an adult or someone that is a really, really good speller around you. And you can also sound them out if they are not sight words. I'm going to skip a space and I'm going to write another sentence. What else do I like to do during the summer? I like the park. Ooh, I like to eat snacks. I like to eat snacks. Now, there's something I'm putting at the end of each of these sentences. What are those? They're periods. Exactly. And we use a period at the end of a sentence when we have made a statement. So, I like to play at the park. I like to eat snacks. Those are statements because they're facts. I do like to play at the park and I like snacks. So, I'm going to write one more sentence, just one more sentence. I'm going to write, ooh, I love summer. I love summer. Uh-oh. Do I have to put a period at the end of it? Because I'm so excited about summer. What can I use to show that I'm excited? Exactly. An exclamation point. That's a down line and a dot. So, I wrote 3 sentences, and I'm going to challenge you to write 3 sentences about what you like to do on a summer day. You might not like to go to the park. Maybe you like to play video games. You might not like to play video games. Maybe you like to go swimming. But whatever you like to do, I want you to write 3 sentences about your day in the summer. And next time, we're going to put together an illustration. Today, we were our own authors. And remember, the author in the story writes the words in the story. So we need the author so that we know what the story is about. But the illustrator really helps us to feel and understand what the author is trying to get us to do. Maybe the author is just writing because they want to let us know about some things. They want to inform us. Or maybe they want us to feel some type of way. They want us to be happy. Or maybe they want us to feel sad. But they can also just want us to enjoy the story. They might want to just entertain us. Thank you for watching the Rho Omega's Writer's Workshop. Until next time, bye.